Hello and welcome to the Luxury Lounge. That's right. Every Thursday we head in the lounge, we shut the door, and we air our grievances with the world. And there's no grievance that's too big or too small or too frivolous. They're your grievances. That means they're important grievances. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you for telling a friend, a coworker, a brother, a sister, a mama, a papa, anyone with ears about the lounge. That's a gift you've given them, right? This is a safe space for you to complain, for you to listen to complaints, for you to take your brain and put it on the shelf every Thursday and to keep sending your Luxury Lounge complaints. Title them Luxury Lounge and then tell us a little bit about what they're about, like Luxury Lounge dash ba-da-da-da. Luxury Lounge dash ba-da-da-da. You get it. And then you send them to JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. That's JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. We're here every Thursday. I want to get right into it. Again, there's so many announcements to have. I'm doing shows. If you're listening right now, I'm going to be in Newark, New Jersey. I'm going to be in Madison, Wisconsin, Tampa, La Jolla, Huntsville, Nashville, Dayton, Albany. JaredFreid.com for tickets. I was just in Denver. We're taping this after the Denver shows. Thank you to everyone in Denver that came. Unbelievable shows. Just the energy was palpable, as they say. It was just a great time, so much fun. People brought their friends. That's what it's all about. Like, you know, listen, I'm in this weird, vague zone of like, you come to the show and then you bring a friend and then you know, and the friend goes, "Who's this?" And you're like, "Yeah, he complains about stuff. He likes charcuterie. I don't know. He yells at The Bachelor." I get it, but I'm there for you. You gotta trust me. Bring the friends. We'll make it happen. Bring the Haze. People. Otherwise, keep sending your Luxury Lounge complaints. I'm very excited about today's guest, hilarious comic, Rob Haze. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Dude, it's a pleasure.
One thing I love is complaining.
Yes.
That's like a pastime of mine.
It is like a verbal dump. Mm-hmm. You know, like you can take a nice dump, you go to the bathroom, you go, "Whew, I feel good after this."
Yeah. It shouldn't feel as good as it does.
Right? We should be that's kind of what got this podcast started. Like, I was doing JTrain podcast and it was great. We get the emails, we give advice, and then there was a part of the pandemic and where complaining was almost looked down upon. Yeah. Where you couldn't complain about anything that wasn't the most serious complaint, because everyone was going through something serious at the same time, and everyone had their levels of serious. Everyone had their level of dealing with the pandemic. You know, some people, you know, putting on a mask was the worst thing that could ever happen to them, and some people lost a relative. You know, like so it's
different levels.
It is hard. It is hard to, you know, and then during that time you'd have these moments of like, okay, well, I want to complain about that my oven sucks.
Yeah,
you know?
Like no contact delivery. Remember that? Remember when people just leave stuff at your door and play door knocker ditch and run away?
Yes.
Yeah, and then
I mean those like, I mean, and then you have to like open the door and like make sure they were gone first. You know, and it was just this awkward time in history.
Yeah,
where you would be talking amongst friends and you didn't know who in that group was going to be the one to go, you know, there's bigger issues.
Yeah.
There was always that person.
There's always that, you know, and which sucks is there's been bigger issues our whole lives.
Yes.
Like that's the thing. Like there's always been bigger issues. It's just now it's like, hey, you know, lay off of it.
Well, now it's easy.
Yeah.
Now it's easy. Like, you know, before if you went, you could go bigger issues the rest of your life.
Yeah.
You know, the bigger issues are never going away.
Yeah.
You know, the idea that we have to deal, and I think, you know, the internet plays into this. We're more aware. You know, you open up Twitter, and you go, I don't know how these news stories, how am I finding out about the horrors of the world and which Kardashian is dating who? Like in a row. And you go, I don't think it's good for your brain. I don't think this is what it should have been about.
It's like, who started baggy shorts is right next to like the most horrible atrocity you've ever seen.
Who started the inventor of baggy shorts?
It was an argument on Twitter I saw. It got heated over who started baggy shorts.
Who was it between?
Between Michael Jordan, the Fab Five, and then just random them dudes from the 80s who had the wrong size shorts. It was crazy.
There's someone sitting in their living room going, I'm the baggy shorts guy.
Yeah. Or I know the baggy shorts guy. I got pictures.
Yeah, yeah. I know. And he knew Jordan in high school. Yeah. That is, and those debates happen, and then they get personal.
They get personal real fast.
I actually think that I thought about this a lot lately. There's the internet. I don't know how we haven't learned at this point that the internet is not where it's going to get figured out.
No. It's weird because it does give a voice to people who didn't have a voice.
Yes.
But it also gives a voice to people who shouldn't have a voice.
Yes. Both are true.
At the same time.
Yes.
So there's like, oh, man, didn't know that perspective. That's great.
Yeah.
You know, like when there were 3 channels on TV, we wouldn't have heard from that person.
Yes.
But then there's also plenty of people that are like, yeah, you shouldn't have microphones. You wouldn't have had a typewriter. In the typewriter era, you wouldn't have had one.
No. Someone else was going to speak for you.
Yeah. And you'd be like, that's what I mean.
Yes. That's yeah, but a lot of people don't know that they're a that's what I mean person. There's background people. Yeah. You need those people.
You need those people.
Because I was thinking about it. I saw there was like a meme. You know, it has like choose your best 5, or it's like choose the best of this category. There was a meme that was like choose the best pickle. Okay, I love a pickle.
Yo,
you like pickles?
I do. I didn't know there were other genres of pickles.
Okay,
I just thought they like killed them at different parts of their lives.
That's what it is.
Okay.
It's different. You're right. Different versions of pickles are just different. Like marination points.
Yeah.
So there's half sour, there's full sour, there's but then they have like I'm a half sour guy.
Okay.
I like when it's more cucumber than pickle.
Okay.
That's my favorite type of pickle.
Okay.
Now they had this thing of like what's your put these in order. You know when they do that on the internet, you see that all the time with different things. So they put so I wrote the only, like I do the joke that I put out there was like, there's only one answer. That joke where you're like, there's one answer. Any other answer is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Someone wrote in, I had a couple people. They're like, what about a gherkin? Gherkin is that little mini pickle that comes on like a charcuterie board.
Okay.
The idea that someone includes that in the pickle discussion to me was like offensive.
It's included if you're naming pickles.
Yes.
For sure.
If
you got to list as many pickles as you can, that's when gherkin comes up. But it's
Rob
not
Haze.
ranking.
Rob, you nailed it. So you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. That is a break in case of emergency pickle.
Yeah. I mean, maybe if I'm Stuart Little, that's my favorite pickle because that's like the one that's my size.
Yes.
But
to come into this debate and be like, and I noticed it in myself. Like I have to, if I'm feeling something, then you're feeling something within 10%, I think. Most people. So I was thinking of like internet conversations. The fact that I was so angry that someone even said the word, like someone said gherkin and I was like, I don't even, do we live on the same planet? Like you know what I mean? And I think, now relate that to like real discussions. Baggy shorts is one thing. Like gherkin is another thing. This is how angry I'm getting about a pickle.
The gherkin guy is the person that knows they have a unique take. Like they're doing that for a reaction. Like that's the troll response. So they're like, okay, if I'm the first person to bring gherkin in this conversation, people will engage with me.
Yes.
It's a cry for help.
It is a cry for help. You saw it during the Will Smith thing. I posted a meme about, Will Smith slaps Chris Rock, and then I posted a meme of, like Chris Rock was tequila and I'm Will Smith at 6 a.m. And, stupid meme. Someone writes in, violence is never funny. And you're like, okay, all gherkin. Right. Like, like I don't know what to
write a letter to the Bugs Bunny people.
Yeah, right.
Like what are you talking about?
In what world?
Yeah.
It's like it is why this podcast exists.
Okay.
We can sit here, the doors close. We're here in the studio amongst all the kumquats. And Rob Haze is here. Everyone go follow Rob. So funny at Rob Haze. You have a show coming out. Okay? It is called Sherman Showcase. It's going to be on AMC in the fall. Everyone needs to follow Rob now so that you can get all the updates of when it comes out. Sherman Showcase. Explain Sherman Showcase. Okay. It's on AMC. We discussed it. We've moved up from IFC to AMC.
Yeah, so it was on IFC. Now it's on AMC. So that's another tier of cable.
Yes, you've made it.
Yeah, so like AMC you might have in a hotel room.
Yes, that's a big deal.
Like to me, that's the top level of cable.
Yeah.
When you're like with the ESPNs.
Yes.
Your
Food
news
Network
channels, Food Network. AMC, we right there, I mean, Mario Lopez is the top of cable because he's in every hotel room.
How much money do you think that awards Slater? Like what?
I don't even think it's about the first check or like one check.
Yeah.
It's all the different checks.
So he's getting checks from every hotel company.
Either he's getting checks from every hotel company or he's got like some deal with Access Hollywood that every time that gets old, he's got to do a new one.
Dude.
And so then he's got to get paid again.
You live in LA. Mm-hmm. You do a lot of TV writing. Mm-hmm. I don't think anyone even understands what the money situation is in that world. Like,
no.
The way you're talking about Mario Lopez, I understand. How that deal works. It's like, we see commercials on TV, and we know that like some commercials, someone gets paid every time it gets shown.
Yeah.
And then some commercials, I got paid once. And then never again.
And if it's a hit, and then like after a certain point, they got it worked out where you get stupid bucks
For the commercials.
Yeah, for the commercials.
Yes.
So if people continue to want to see a commercial, then they'll pay you crazy amounts of money.
It is, but that world, it is interesting. The disconnect between the person who watches TV. Like I always think about like Seinfeld. We all know Seinfeld's rich, but what people don't really realize is that every NBC local station that has Seinfeld on at 7:00 is paying Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah.
So like the Long Island one, the Manhattan one, the Rockland County one, the Westchester one, all of those are paying him.
Yeah. Meanwhile, he's on Netflix.
Getting paid again. So, whether you have an antenna, whether however you're using your television, you're paying Seinfeld. Everything you do pays Jerry Seinfeld. Every time you use your credit card, he gets 10 cents.
He's getting a white pair of Nikes every time.
That's right. So, Rob, you have a show, Sherman Showcase.
Yes.
So it's a sketch show.
Yes, it's a sketch show. Diallo Riddle and Bashir Salahuddin, they both created this show. It's kind of like Soul Train.
Okay.
But it's a parody. Everything is a joke.
So Soul Train, you got to explain Soul Train.
So Soul Train is a show that was in the 70s and lasted all the way to the 2000s, and it was a music showcase show.
And they would just, the way I know Soul Train, without knowing it, like if someone was like Soul Train, I would just think of people dancing on stage.
So yeah, it was part dance show, but then also they would have music performances, and so what we did was make fake songs, and we have like this dance party show, but everything is a joke. So the commercials, the songs, like the intros, like what they're promoting, the movie clips, like everything is up for grabs.
So you're in Soul Train world, and then
Soul Train like world, and everything's a joke, and it's throughout different periods. So some episodes in the 70s, some's in the 80s, some's in the 90s. It's incredible.
Do you get to go on it? You wrote for it. Mm-hmm. You're on it?
Yes. So the first season I played like Morris Day from Morris Day and the Time. Okay. And we did a Black History Month special, and I was Terrence Howard. So different, I get to be different celebrities throughout time. But then also this time I get to do some music performances. So
do you sing?
No, I don't.
That makes it even better.
I'm doing some rapping, but I wouldn't call myself a rapper either.
You're not there yet.
Yeah, no. But
well, listen, everyone go watch Sherman Showcase. This sounds great. AMC, we've moved up. We're in the cable. Mm-hmm. We're in the hotels.
We're in the hotels.
You know what I do in hotels? I put on Food Network.
Okay.
And if it's like a diners, drive-ins, and dives marathon, if they're ever get on a place where I'm at, I have to go.
Oh yeah.
So if I'm sitting in Richmond, Virginia, and they're like, "We're here in Richmond," I'm like, have to go.
I have to go there.
Food Network roulette. That's
okay.
That's my
okay.
game. Everyone go follow Rob at Rob Haze. We're going to do some complaining. You ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, I'll complain. Let me do my complaint first. Hit the music. I do a little singing myself.
Okay.
Yeah. Jared, he has some problems. Jared, he's got some issues to do. Get off his chest right now. Jared has a lot of issues. Jared has a issue with a lot of things that we can discuss. Can you relate to the problem now?
I didn't take you for a jazz guy.
I'm big.
It was a
big
little,
in the jazz
little
community.
jazzy in the back.
Right?
You know?
Had a little, you could sit and chill to that.
Yeah.
Okay, so my complaint today is, Rob, you have facial hair.
Not like I would like.
This is exactly Thank you, Rob Hayes. Here's the thing about male facial hair.
Mm-hmm.
It is something. I love the way you just respond. Not the way you would like.
Yeah.
Like if you could have your perfect facial hair, what would you have?
I would love to see what a beard would look like if I could do that. I really wish I could get this to cooperate.
Okay.
This right here.
Thank you. I have the same issue. So I
don't see it. You
so
look
you
like
don't-
you got it.
So I got it. Okay. We all want what we don't
I got the
have.
same issue, but
not
not really.
Not as much. I can see the spot you're talking about.
Yeah,
I see exactly.
Yeah, no,
okay, I see where you want the hair.
It's not by plan. I hate when people make fun of it because it's like, yo, I'm not in control.
There's nothing I can do.
If I was in control, I would have crazy beard.
I don't think women understand this.
No.
And it's always women that make comments. And they think women are so that you can't make a comment on a woman's body. We're very careful.
Yeah.
We are very, nice guys. Listen, when guys want to be mean, they'll be mean. I'm not going to sit here and say, all these guys are angels and we're not making comments on women's bodies. Men are making comments on women's bodies all the time. It's horrific. I get it. But for the guys that are trying, we are aware. The comment has, you look beautiful. You look wonderful. Love your dress. We know to stay within the lanes of society. I don't think women are as prepped to do that coming back at us.
Yeah.
So when they give a compliment, sometimes it comes off in this passive aggressive way of like, they're free and easy with these compliments. And they end up missing the mark. What happens with my beard is I can't connect here, right at the corners of my lips.
Okay.
The mustache comes in quicker than the rest of the beard.
I got you.
So I have people. So this weekend, I'm in Denver. This woman writes me a message. By the way, love the mustache. I'm not growing a mustache.
Okay.
This is just my face. And now I'm sitting there being like, do I have a, like, what bothers me is like, if I'm growing a mustache, you'll fucking know.
Yeah.
I'm growing a mustache.
Yeah.
There will be no question. It's the idea that you're going to take this chance on a compliment that doesn't even really exist.
Yeah.
If I'm growing a mustache, it's a wispy, I will be curling it at the end like I'm a villain in a black and white movie. So the idea that you're just going to like take a shot.
Yeah. Because
really bothers me.
It's not really a compliment. It's really saying, I see something. I see it.
Yes.
That's what that is saying. That's
right?
not saying like, oh, I like your mustache, blah, blah, blah. Because it's not even established. That's what's going on.
Well, you're right. It's the same thing as going, hey, I really love that pimple you're going for.
Yeah.
It's like, what? No, I wasn't going for a pimple look.
It happened.
It happened. And it drives me crazy because this happens all the time because, again, darker mustache before the rest of the beard. I'm always, when I'm shaving, I'm timing this thing. I'm shaving the mustache first so that I have a beard with everything else, and then I get self-conscious. Is someone going to say, what are we going for, a beard, no mustache look? I'm always trying to figure out the timing of mustache to the rest of the beard.
Wow. Because I can't like through the beard, like the sides, I had no clue that was even a part of the process.
Yes, because you and just like you said, you're like, I would like to.
Yeah. If I had what you had, I'm thinking
life is easy.
Yeah.
No, everyone's got problems.
That's wild.
And on the topic of everyone has problems, let's go to Rob's complaint. Hit the music. It's the guest's turn to complain. They're ready to jump in. They've got lots of problems too. It ain't all about Jared. Let's hear their complaint of the day. Let's hear their complaint of the day. They're invited on the show to have some fun and complain with you. Let's hear that complaint. Rob?
Who is that singing? Is that Ed Sheeran?
That's
you? Oh my gosh. The same guy that sang the other.
Same guy.
Oh man.
Ed and I go way back. I gave him a few tips.
Okay. My complaint, me visiting New York, I have to complain about the treatment that I get from doormen. I have PTSD. Doormen never trust that I'm supposed to be there.
Now, go on. Yeah.
They always assume that I'm a delivery person.
This is crazy.
No book bag, empty-handed, still could possibly have something I'm delivering in my pockets.
So you could walk up to a doorman, nothing in your hand.
Maybe my ID in my hand.
You have your ID.
Hey, I'm here to visit, blah, blah, blah.
I just love the idea that the doorman looks and goes, you delivering an ID today?
Yeah. Oh,
I mean, this is racist, right?
Anytime I would go to see my agent, and I have it's terrible because I have a stage name. So I'll go to see my agent, and then they never like want to talk to me. I'll be like, because I'll explain it, like, hey, I'm probably on the list at you go to audition and stuff. I'm on the list as so and so. Let me see the ID. Then
they stop you even before the explanation. Yeah, because these door people, I mean, they have an ounce of power.
Sure.
And they bathe in that ounce.
Yeah.
I mean, they take that ounce and they wipe it all over their body, and they're going to get everything out of that ounce that they can, just generally. The idea that you walk up to someone at a building where, if I'm going to be realistic, they work for you at that point.
If they're there for my security. If I'm in there, in a meeting or doing something, and something happens to me, they're gonna be in trouble.
Exactly. So they are your worker at this point, and so now you get to the building and you go, "Hey, I'm here for ID." That's such a douchey way to greet somebody.
Oh man, I think part of it is like some of these places are places that crazy people would show up and just think they can make stuff happen.
So especially an agency.
Like you go to a Viacom building, they got probably tons of people that walk in and like, I'm gonna just get on MTV. I'm gonna just go and meet the people, no appointment, no nothing. Just show up.
The children of boomers who told them, just bring your resume.
Just go make it happen.
Go make it
You ever hear like how like people wrote on like Dick Van Dyke and stuff?
It is the most bothersome.
I wrote a letter asking how to be a writer, and they were like, "You're on the staff."
You're in. That's like every Smothers Brothers writer.
Yeah.
Like I think that's like what's his name? Who's the guy that wrote on the Smothers Brothers? He's like a big time
Steve Martin.
Maybe Steve Martin, but it was also yeah.
Who's that guy that
that semi-famous guy? Steve Martin did stadiums.
That's the only Smothers Brothers writer I can recall.
I think it was like who's the guy? Rob. Who's the guy that made all the romantic comedies?
Oh, Rob Reiner?
I think like Rob Reiner.
Okay.
Like a lot of his stories are like, yeah, and I just like saw it on TV, so I wrote a letter.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, come on down to the set. Like that is such a you hear these stories all
That's
the time.
true.
Like, nowadays, like the idea that we could relate to that in any way is insane. But you're right. At these buildings, Viacom, they see MTV on the outside. They do have to deal with people that just show up and are crazy. So I guess that's the empathetic way to look at the doorman that goes, I've seen everything. Just give me an ID.
But when there's an audition, when everyone's in line and they're all like, it's like, why do I get the pushback?
Is it racist? Do you feel that way? I mean,
no, because black doormen do it too. It's not. I don't. Yeah, okay, I don't think it's racist as much as it's
doorman.
Yeah,
and doorman people.
It might be a youth thing. I think, especially when I was younger, I had a more youthful look, and they were like, "This guy's not supposed to be here."
What are you delivering? What's in your pockets? But that's annoying.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Like, because and then you're like, after it happens a million times, you go, okay, I gotta prepare for this song and dance routine.
No, I'm
it's exhausting.
Always like when I'm in New York and I'm about to go in a building, I'm always prepared for the nonsense. Like, I had a podcast that was in a building and the guy would do it every time. And I'm like, yo, you know me. You've escorted me to this place. Like,
we've done this.
Yeah.
So the funny part about this building is I'm in a building that, to me, this building rings very New York building.
Okay.
Right? Doesn't it look like it kind of grew from the New York ground? It's not new. And people here, I think, have been living here a long time. The door people here are not dressed in the hat and the coat. Like, it's very like, some of the door people, I think, actually are like on the board. Like, they like picked up an extra gig. Yeah. So there's this one guy, and you and I, comics, we are off hours people. We almost have this special relationship with people that kind of work these odd jobs. Like, my dad's always like, why do these things always happen to you? I go, because I don't have to be anywhere. Yeah. Because 11 a.m. isn't like a weird time for me to be down by the doorman. Yeah. So I come downstairs, and one of the doormen, I think he like lives in the building, and he's got this accent, and he goes, "You're always so nice." And I'm like, and my first reaction was, I guess people are pretty shitty. Yeah. Because I'm just like normal. I'm like, hey, nice to see you, whatever. And he goes, "You're always so nice." I go, "Well, thank you. I'm happy. I hope people are just being, nice." And he goes, "And you dress so wonderfully." And I'm like, is this guy hitting on me? I was like, I've never been told. Yeah. Like, I'm like wearing this. I'm like I was like, my Chicago Bears t-shirt. It's like, yeah. And it's like, so now every day I see him. Now we've gone beyond doorman, dweller relationship. Yeah. So now I'm in this weird position where I gotta give him a big hello, and I'm kind of exhausted by that. Like, the preparation for just like in the same way where like you're preparing, like, oh, if I see him, here we go.
Yeah. Oh man, I had a job where there was a guy, he worked the door, and if you left your badge, he had to let you in, but he wanted to have like a conversation every time. So like if I'm leaving my badge, that means I'm running late, right? Because if I'm on time, there's no way I'm leaving my badge. So I'm already late and pressed for time, and now this guy wants to have a conversation. But it's like one of those people, they don't have a conversation. They just ask you a bunch of questions. Hey. So it's kind of like they're just getting a bunch of information from you. So how you doing? How's your family? What part of town do you live in again? Hey. Well, it's like all this stuff, and it's like, yo, what is he doing with this information? Also, I just got to get there. Yeah. Like, you are the one person, you got so much information on me. Also, I'm in the system. I just don't have the physical proof. I just need to get in that door, and that dude... every time. It's
the problem. You almost wonder, like, am I helping them just get through the day? And it's probably like, my helping them get through the day is hurting my day. You've made my day longer to make your day shorter. Yeah. It's actually very, it's mean.
That's true. And if you want to riff, if you want to have fun, if you want to play, I'm down for that.
But I just don't want the interview questions.
I don't want the interview because I don't like nosy people. I don't like people in my business unprompted.
I get asked to do these podcasts all the time, and instead of the podcast being like, whatever they're, we're going to complain with the listeners.
Yeah.
It's a fun game we can play.
Yeah.
We can be funny during that. Sometimes you do a podcast, they go, so where are you from? What got you into comedy? It's like, what are you trying to get at?
Yeah.
This podcast exists already. We don't have to do this. Let's get into the show. JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. Here, Rob Haze. Go follow Rob Haze at Rob Haze on Instagram. Sherman Showcase, AMC in the fall. You got to follow Rob. So funny. Let's go. You ready?
First season's on Hulu. Let me just
It's on Hulu?
that. Yeah, if you want to watch the first season, it's on
It's
Hulu.
out now?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Get on Hulu. I'm going to go watch.
Yeah,
I just used Hulu all weekend because the Comedy Condo had no cable.
Oh, man.
And they were like, yeah, just stream it to the TV. And I'm like, I don't know how to do that.
People getting lazy. A lot of these places are getting lazy. A lot of these places are cutting cords and cast it yourself.
Yeah,
and it's like,
I don't want to.
You guys used to put HBO on your brochure.
I want to put on ESPN and have it running.
Yeah.
I just don't.
Yeah, let Stephen A. yell at me in the morning.
Did you see Stephen A. was on with Mad Dog Russo? Do you know who Mad Dog Russo is?
The money guy?
No,
Mad Money?
No, Mike and the Mad Dog were like a radio show
in
New York City, and they just scream at each other all day. So now they brought him on TV with Stephen A. It is such a loud show now. It is you got it out. I think it's on Thursdays because I flew, or it was Wednesday.
Okay,
they brought him on, and they you could tell they love each other. Like they go way back. They are It is so fucking funny,
man.
Okay, we're sponsored people, Rothy's people. JTrain Podcast brought to you by Rothy's. Have you ever seen someone wearing a colorful pair of shoes and thought, dang, those are cute? They might have been Rothy's. Rothy's are the perfect shoe for commuting and traveling. Everyone notices them. They're known for their chic, pointed toe flats, but that's just the beginning. They have tons of iconic head-turning designs in bright but sophisticated colors. I will say right now, I have the Rothy's driving shoe. It is good looking. It fit right away. Comfortable. Never had that like behind the heel scab that happens with some shoes. It's just a good shoe. This is a great Mother's Day gift, a great Father's Day gift. Just a great, great, great shoe that I mean, the driver shoe, I have it and it's cool. It's like a camo design.
Okay.
Which I really liked. Plus, Rothy's works great with every outfit. Wear them with yoga pants or dress them up for a night out. They're insanely comfortable, and Rothy's takes sustainability to the next level. All their products are knit with thread made from plastic water bottles. They've repurposed around 125 million bottles so far. Your new favorite shoes are waiting. Discover the versatile styles you can wear absolutely anywhere and get $20 off your first purchase at rothys.com/JTrain. That's ROTHYS.com/JTrain for $20 off your first order. Okay, let's get to the emails. You ready? Mm-hmm. Luxury Lounge, buying from targeted ads. Dear JTrain and esteemed guest, thank you for the safe space that is the lounge. My luxury complaint comes from targeted ads. Look, I know at this point we are all used to your phone showing you ads for days about the one item that you whispered in your sleep one time and won't let you forget it. But can't they figure out a way to stop showing you the ads once you've succumbed and actually bought the item? I splurged on some obnoxiously expensive cookware because I kept seeing it all over. And now that I bought it, I'm getting even more ads. Like, you've won. I did what you asked. No, I don't need another set of $500 pots and pans, so please leave me alone now. What do we think, Rob Haze?
I'm with this all day. Whenever I buy something online, I get an advertisement for it, and it's like, I already did it.
It's like a form of shaming.
Yeah.
You know, like, because none of us are proud for our impulsive purchases. And most targeted ad purchases are impulsive.
Yeah.
You looked at it once, you go, I don't need it. Then they go, we'll see. And then you go, I don't need it. And then they go, we'll be back. And then you go, fine, I'll get $500 in cookware.
Yeah.
And you go, and now it follows you. Now that you look, what are you, as if I'm a fan of cookware now? I've wasted so much money recently. I love hats. I like to wear a hat.
Okay.
But all the hats I wear, I'm like, I get annoyed because it'll be Chicago Bears and those Bears, and they'll yell Bears at you, and I'm like, I need some new hats. There's a hat company that you can make custom hats. So now I'm making custom hats.
Okay.
I made one with my high school on it.
Oh, dope.
And that was pretty cool. I felt like a nerd because it's like, you know, you don't want to like, it's not like I was like the king of the high school. You know, I wasn't the prom king. Like, it feels a little weird to be like repping my high school that I like was fine at, you know, but I was like, but it's a cool hat. And then I got another one that says Board Lord.
Okay.
And now I'm getting targeted ads for other custom hat companies.
Okay.
And I'm like, I don't need this. I don't need to create a whole, the cat collection.
Yeah. You don't want. Yeah. You got the hat that you wanted.
Yes.
And they never think you're satisfied. This is even the worst part. Is they don't have it specific to your phone. So you have someone over. They ask for the Wi-Fi. You give them the Wi-Fi. Now they're getting your targeted ads.
Wait a minute. This is horrifying.
While they're over, right? So yeah, so you buy someone a gift. Now they're seeing, what it is, how much it costs.
So you're going to see targeted ads for custom hats.
If I sign into your Wi-Fi and then I start scrolling, I'm going to start seeing targeted ads for custom hats. So yeah.
So beware if you invite Grammy over and she's like, let me use the Wi-Fi, and then you were looking at vibrators that day. Grammy's about to get buzz.
How do you look at engagement rings and
that's another thing.
Girlfriend,
yes,
is like now they start seeing rings, so now they just puts a pressure cooker. You just ignorant. You just want to know about like it might not be time yet. You just want to get more abreast on buying a diamond because it's expensive. Right
now, there are so many women living with their boyfriends like just sweating.
Yeah,
because they're like, oh my god,
I haven't gotten the targeted ad yet.
Where's my targeted
I'm not even getting the ads yet.
Or their boyfriend's getting them all, and he's like, why am I getting these?
Oh, yeah. Or the girl starts going crazy on the ads, and now the guy's like, damn, There
needs to be some form of internet that we can, like... listen, I understand. We got to have ads. We live in a world, a capitalistic society. People have to make money. Instagram can only exist if ads exist. So we have the good with the bad, but we need some way.
But I shouldn't have to go in dark mode just to look at stuff I can't afford.
Yeah.
Like I should be able, like the internet used to be, you just look at stuff that you can't afford and then you just leave it alone. Yeah. Now, they're like, oh, do you want to buy it? Do you want to buy it?
The internet used to be any fantasy you had, just type it into Google.
Just type it in.
No one's here to judge. And now it is just a trail of judgment.
Yeah.
JTrain Podcast at gmail.com. JTrain Podcast at gmail.com. Here with Rob Haze at Rob Haze on Instagram. Go follow. We're sponsored, people. Ooh, are we sponsored? Indochino. I love Indochino. This is one of those sponsors that you go, I get it. Okay? Custom made. I just talked about custom hats. Okay? You want something that fits you. I'm between a large and an XL and a t-shirt. I'm just between them. Some XLs fit well, some larges fit well. I never know. But don't you want a shirt that's made for you? That's where Indochino comes in. The JTrain Podcast is sponsored by Indochino. No matter what role you're in for the big day, weddings can be stressful. I mean, I just had this issue. Nimesh Patel got married. Day before the wedding, I'm like, fuck, my tux doesn't fit. It's black tie optional. I got to make it happen. And you go, and here's the thing. When you have a tux that doesn't fit, it's not look good, look bad. It's feel good, feel bad.
Feel like I'm a split my pants.
Yes. The whole night.
The whole night.
You can't even have fun.
Yeah.
That's where don't let worrying about what you're going to wear add to the stress. With a custom fitted suit from Indochino, you'll look great, feel confident, and enjoy the big day without fussing over your clothes. Choose every detail on a suit, shirt, or dinner jacket at affordable prices that may surprise you. I love this. It's affordable. It's going to be comparable to any suit you get off the rack, except it's going to fit you perfectly. Come on, people. Every suit is made to your exact measurements, and you can customize every detail. Create a suit that fits you and your style perfectly with options for fabrics, lapel, shape, custom monograms, statement linings, and more. The best part, Indochino suits start from just $429 and shirts from $79. That's comparable to have it fit you perfectly. Indochino, like if I had the choice between suit that might fit and suit that is made specifically for me, I'm going to go suit that's made for me. Explore their relaxed yet refined approach to spring suits with their new spring pastels. If you've got a big day coming up, get the perfect look. Getting the perfect look is no big deal with Indochino. Get $50 off any purchase of $3.99 or more by using promo code JTrain at Indochino.com. That's $50 off a purchase of $3.99 or more at INDOCHINO.com, promo code JTrain. Here with Rob Haze. Let's do some more luxury complaints. Luxury lounge, bread fee. JTrain and guest went to Mastro's. At the start, the waiter said he would bring us some bread. It's a large bread basket with a variety of breads, but it was so much bread we didn't finish it. At the end, they charged us $5 for the bread. Had I known it wasn't free, I wouldn't have gotten it because we didn't even finish it. What do you think, Rob Haze?
They're charging for the bread?
At Mastro's. You ever been to that place?
No.
It's a steakhouse. It's a nice steakhouse.
Okay.
And here's the issue here. It's the assumption that because you're at a nice steakhouse, you don't care about $5.
Yeah.
That's the thing. We've all gone to nice restaurants. We've all gone and we've all splurged from time to time. But when you're in the confines of a luxurious place, when these people just assume you have they treat you like this person treated them as if they walked in to the restaurant with a cigar that they just lit with $100 bill.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Bread, $5, who cares? You know, that's not how they walked in. They walked in to have a nice meal, and they want to have a meal that they actually wanted to buy.
Yeah.
Bread is assumed free, too.
It's weird. It's weird when you go to places and then they charge you for stuff that's free at like places that are way lower. You know, like the Olive Garden, the bread is unlimited.
Unlimited.
Outback, if you want more bread, they'll bring you more bread.
With a slab of butter.
Slab of butter, big, huge knife.
Yes.
You know, yeah, that's crazy.
This is a tax on the rich that they really don't need.
What I mean, what is the $5 going towards?
And I don't want a big bread basket for $5. I want specific. I want to like remember the bread basket.
Yeah.
That's got to be a bread basket. You know when they do like at breakfast places, they'll do that where they'll go, our assortment of pastries is like one of the orders you can do. Well, I want to know what's in that assortment.
Yeah.
You know, I would have questions if I knew that there was a cost to this bread.
Yeah, no, $5 bread, you got to bring out a table like they do with desserts.
Yes.
And the table's just got all the different types of bread.
Yes.
And then you pick what kind of bread you get.
Exactly. It has to be, there must be a bread show that I am buying the ticket for.
The bread show. Yeah.
Bring on the bread show. JTrain podcast at gmail.com. JTrain podcast at gmail.com. Here with Rob Haze. Luxury Lounge. Voice messages in the text convo.
This is me.
This is
me. If I could have sent one, this would have been it. Yeah.
Get ready. Jared, thank you so much for everything you do. Big fan. All the feathers. Let's get into it. I irrationally hate it when people send audio messages instead of regular text messages with a text thread. I know, I get it. Sometimes people are driving or talking just feels easier or whatever, but I want to be able to quickly look at your text message and respond at my leisure. With voice messages, I have to stop whatever I'm doing so I can listen, and then I either have to respond immediately, take notes and respond later, listen again when I have enough time to absorb everything that's being said and respond, or just ignore the whole thing. My dear friend literally just sent me 5 back-to-back voice messages. That's approximately 3 minutes of her talking. You're listening to her podcast.
Yeah.
I worry she'll be hurt if I ask her to stop, but this is driving me fucking crazy. Rob Haze, what do you think?
I find... No, okay. I understand there are some people that can't type, right?
Fine.
This is not about
This
those
isn't
people.
to attack them. No.
This is not ableist at all.
No.
This is for people who I sent a text message, right? With the assumption that maybe I'm multitasking.
Yes.
Or maybe this is my only way of communicating. And then what I get back is a waveform that I have to click and listen to.
Yeah.
Which means, okay, if it's busy, if I'm at a party, if I'm somewhere it's loud,
you can't
now
hear
I
it.
have to go away.
Yes.
I have to go to another space
because
just to get a response.
The assumption is, sorry to interrupt, but the assumption is if you type them, hey, what's up? If they got back to you with a voice note, this must be important.
Yeah.
They must be drowning in a well.
Yeah.
They must, be, because, that's why you go to a different room. You have to change your whole life to accommodate to them. So they must know that they're making you change your whole life. So it must be an emergency.
Yeah, no. There's nothing worse than a voice note and then it's got nothing.
Yeah.
Or it's like, I don't even remember what I'm talking about, or something like that. That's the worst.
The worst. And sometimes it kind of feels like they don't trust you. Mm-hmm. Like they don't trust you. They think that you're going to be screenshotting stuff.
Yeah.
There's an element of that where they're like, oh, I got to be on voice note because which you can record it, but it does feel like they're protecting themselves. And you're like, listen, you're not Ben Affleck. You're not, this conversation isn't going anywhere.
I think there's some people that think that the voice note is the next evolution, and it's not.
It's not. No, it's
not.
a different thing. Call me.
Call me. I love a phone call.
See, a phone call at least has a beginning, middle, and end.
And there's a mutual, now you have to go and there's a mutual inconvenience.
Yes. The voice note puts the inconvenience on someone else. What do you think? You're better than me? Your time is more worthy than mine? Because that's what it does feel like. Oh, I get to listen to your podcast. No, I didn't subscribe to this.
I didn't subscribe to that. And now I am a long voicemail leaver. I do have fun leaving a long voicemail because the assumption is you'll get to it when you get to it. When you see a 4-minute voicemail from me, Rob is playing on my phone.
Sure.
Like Rob is just having a good time on my voicemail.
But that's the whole point is you're not, it's the immediacy that's really the annoying part. Because if you're in a text conversation, it's like boom, 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 ping pong.
Yeah.
And you get that voice note, you're like, I got to go to another room so that I can get back to this person. And just like the emailer said, you have to take notes so you remember what you're getting back to.
And then in a group chat,
that is a level of narcissism that I can't even understand.
Because even if you hit reply on it and it puts it you can't go back and listen. Don't do it unless you got to. Emergency?
Yes. Driving,
sure. If I don't even know how that works. My car turns my voice into text.
Oh, really?
And then sends a text.
See,
so I don't even know
why someone would need that.
Yeah, but if maybe driving, maybe you don't have the same capability. You just can hit one button versus a myriad.
Yeah,
sure. But other than that, let's not. Let's make that a separate app.
I do think
let's make the voice messages separate and just assume you get to that when you get to it.
That is a great point. The voice messages shouldn't be combined with the text message.
Yeah.
That should be a totally different app. You should open up, I got a new voice message as opposed to a new text.
Yeah.
You shouldn't think it is one or the other. You should go to one. The text message app is for text messages. The voice message app is for voice messages. Just like the FaceTime has a different little box than the regular call.
I'll sneak a text at work. What I can't do at work is put my headphones in to listen to your voice message.
No.
I can't do that.
JTrain podcast at gmail.com. JTrain podcast at gmail.com. Rob Haze at Rob Haze. Go follow. I love this sponsor. Framebridge, people. Ooh, the JTrain is sponsored by Framebridge. FrameBridge makes it super easy and affordable to frame your favorite things, from art prints and posters to all those travel photos sitting on your phone. With Father's Day around the corner, FrameBridge also makes the perfect gift. In fact, select gifts ship next day. Let me tell you what I do with FrameBridge. Rob, you've done The Tonight Show.
Mm-hmm.
They give you the cue cards.
Yeah.
I went to FrameBridge. I got my cue cards all framed up, sent to my parents. Fun gift. It was
that's great.
Yeah, and it was easy, and they have actual locations that you can go to in your cities. You can also just send it in. It's all great. Just go to framebridge.com and upload your photo, or they'll send you packaging to safely mail in any physical pieces. You can preview your items online in dozens of frame styles and gallery wall layouts. Just choose your favorite, or you get free recommendations from their designers. Their experts will custom frame your item and deliver your finished piece ready to hang. Instead of the hundreds you'd pay at a framing store, prices start at $39 and all shipping is free. Order online at framebridge.com or stop by a FrameBridge store to work with a designer in person. That's what I did. New York, D.C., Atlanta, Philly, Boston, or Chicago. Get started today. Frame your photos or send someone the perfect gift. Go to framebridge.com. Use promo code JTrain to save an additional 15% off your order. Your first order. Just go to framebridge.com, promo code JTrain, framebridge.com, promo code JTrain for 15% off your first order. Okay. Here with Rob Haze, at Rob Haze. Go follow. Go watch season 1.
Mm-hmm.
See, it's on Hulu.
Season 1's on Hulu. We also did a Black History Month special in June.
That's what. So you were on IFC, and then they're like, we're moving to AMC.
Yeah, we got picked up for a second season, and
I love it.
Not only that, they moved it to AMC, American Movie Classics. Yeah,
in your hotel room, Sherman showcase, the Mario Lopez of TV over here. Okay, ready? Luxury Lounge. Is frozen pizza a vegetable? Jared writing in with an extremely bratty complaint that truly cannot be voiced anywhere but this safe space. Okay, so I have COVID. So I've been isolating alone in my apartment for the past few days, which means I obviously haven't been able to go out to get groceries. Earlier today, my mom offered to pick up some groceries and asked what I needed, so I sent her a list, which included toilet paper, some vegetables, plain yogurt, which I also use to cook and bake with, and oat milk. But when she dropped off the goods, the only thing from my list that made the cut was the toilet paper, not a vegetable in sight. Instead, I got strawberry yogurt, a frozen pizza, and 3% milk. In her defense, 3% milk could not be more opposite than oat milk. Like the idea that, like, you know, it's such a mom thing.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know what oat is. Maybe it's in one of these percents.
Yeah, such an insane.
I
thing.
drink 2%. Maybe the other percent is oat.
That's. I've been 1% away from oat my whole life. Yeah. And 3%. In her defense, it is Easter Sunday, so lots of stores are closed. However, I would honestly rather not have this food in my tiny apartment fridge/freezer that I realistically won't eat. So now, not only do I still need groceries, I'm also stressed out about having yogurt and milk that's going to go bad as well. Well, we hope they get well from COVID. I understand the complaint. Yeah. It's like you gave a list, and it's like they looked at the list and they were like, "Ah,
yeah, I'll do whatever."
Yeah,
because I mean, the difference between plain yogurt and strawberry yogurt, because you can turn plain yogurt into anything.
A lot.
You can make a parfait.
Yes.
You can use it to cook with.
Yes.
You can make. I've made plain yogurt pancakes.
Really?
I've used pancakes.
It's a base.
Yeah, it's a base.
Yeah.
So now you've committed me to strawberry.
That can really only be eaten like I'm in the Activia commercial. Like, like this is a snack.
Maybe
for a woman, from the 90s.
Maybe you could put nuts in it. That's
maybe.
It. Maybe you put strawberries in it, like those peanut butter commercials where they put the peanut on the sandwich and then the peanut butter on there. And I'm like, who's eating that peanut sandwich? Who's doing that?
Right, they spread the peanut.
They spread the peanut and then they put the peanut butter, like, this is butter for the peanuts.
Yeah, no.
Like, I don't know who eats that, but.
Yeah, no, and it's also, you can't trust your mom anymore. Your mom.
The person that introduced you to grocery lists.
Right. Your mom, that is exactly right.
That's where the grocery list starts, with your mom, and she can't follow the simple list. A mom knows her way around the grocery store.
She looked at your list and said, "This woman's out of her fucking mind."
Yeah.
And she said, "No, this isn't the daughter I raised. No, we are going in another direction. You don't know what you want for yourself as an adult," is what she's saying. Your mom doesn't trust you. JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. Here with Rob Haze. Luxury Lounge. Friend ate all my fries. JTrain. I recently went out to lunch with friends for my friend's birthday. I ordered a burger with fries. My friend ordered nothing because she wasn't hungry. Oh boy,
man.
This is
that is a move right there.
I see where this is going.
Mm-hmm.
I get my meal and my friend goes, "Can I steal a fry?" I say, "Absolutely, go for it." But then she continues to take fry after fry after fry after fry. It was insane. She literally ate more fries than me, and she kept acknowledging, "Wow, I can't stop eating your fries. Order your own fries." I should have said something, but felt so uncomfortable. How do I politely tell my friend to back off of my fries? This is horrible.
Yeah. I mean, that was my move.
That was
my move.
Okay.
Now I'll get my own fries. Come up in the world.
Well, this is a high school cafeteria move.
Yeah, no, I would always ask for one fry, one tot, and it'd be like, "Rob, you crazy, man.
Yeah.
Get some more." And I'm like, all right, yeah.
Well, in the cafeteria, it makes sense. You brought a lunch. Your parents packed you a lunch. You're in loser town. Your friend is in Hollywood with their tots.
Yeah,
and you're like, "Let me just get one. Let me give me my fix."
Yeah.
And then you go, "Okay, well, we'll keep moving along." This is a desperate situation because bringing a lunch versus buying a lunch, you don't have the cash on you.
Sure.
Different. We are now adults. To come to a meal, I'm not eating. Make this weird proclamation, which is actually a judgment on everyone else at the dinner. Everyone else is like, you got a burger and fries and your friend got nothing? That is judgy. Okay? So now they've judged you. Now they're skinny mini. They didn't order anything, but they're going to have one fry. And then you go, "Oh, yeah, I have one fry." You look like you haven't eaten anything. Now they keep taking fries. And then what bothers me most of all is this, when they say, "Oh, I'm eating all your fries." Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So you know what's going on.
Yeah, you know what's going on.
You're aware enough to say, "I'm eating all the fries." So you should also be aware enough to order another side of fries for us both to split again.
Yes. Somebody eats all your fries. It's on you to order more fries, and with the quickness.
Yes.
Because now they gotta drop those fries, bring them out before everybody's done eating.
Exactly. It's like when someone's like, "Oh, some people don't get my jokes." So you're aware that you're bombing and that people think you're an asshole and you're doing nothing to fix this.
Yeah, those jokes aren't for those people, man.
Yeah, maybe they're not jokes. Maybe they were statements.
They're inside jokes. Keep them on the inside.
JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. Here with Rob Haze at Rob Haze on Instagram. Go. Follow immediately. Luxury Lounge, feather-filled pillows. All the feathers to my favorite podcast. Speaking of feathers, do you like getting stabbed all over your body and face while you sleep? Do you like finding loose feathers in your hair and pajamas? Do you like waking up in the morning groggy and dazed and having a mild heart attack from seeing a huge brown feather on your bed or floor and thinking it's one of those creepy crawler insects? If so, feather-filled pillows are for you. Boy, I felt like I'm doing an ad. Since I was a kid, I've been spoiled by the comfort of down pillows, and now they are a nemesis I just can't shake. My slumber is too important, and the only pillows I can't stand are overfilled, fluffy, never going flat, cost as much as a mortgage down pillows. The madness mentioned above is just my cross to bear, but I bring this to you and the listeners. Thank you for your service. What do you think, Rob Hayes?
First of all, I learned something.
Yes.
I didn't know they put brown feathers in pillows.
I didn't know that either.
I've only seen pillows, like feathered pillows on TV where they have the pillow fight. It busts open, all the feathers come out. Didn't know there's just any kind of bird feathers just going in there.
I didn't realize. Yeah, I always thought they only had like the white feathers that go everywhere.
Yeah, I thought they murdered doves. I didn't know there were like other birds. Feathers going in these feather pillows.
Yeah, I didn't know ducklings were also getting involved and mallards and things of that nature. Yeah.
Down pillow. I'm very ignorant to this, but I would be annoyed given the reputation that they have for busting open in a pillow fight. You would think by now they would make it so that the feathers don't escape.
Yes, it is wild to me that you are spending the most amount of money to have, the murdered bird pillows. And then little poke, because I've had this before. And it always surprises you because it's at your most relaxed moment. You'll be laying on a pillow, then all of a sudden, the little, the end of the feather will just poke on through, and it gets you like on the nose or on the cheek, and you're like almost, it hurts even more.
Yeah,
because you're in a relaxed state. You're not ready for this. You didn't, it's one thing when you get pricked at the doctor, right? When they're giving you a shot, you go, I'm prepared for the shot. But this is, during your sleep, during your nap. And then what happens is, because when you are sleeping, you adjust. So you'll be in a comfortable space, and then you'll go, I'm going to turn over to my left cheek. And then, stabbed. And it's like, this is not what we paid for.
Poke through a pillow, that's motel stuff. That's not.
Absolutely. It's not what I expected. At the Ritz, JTrainPodcast@gmail.com, JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. We got two more. We got time for two more, Shelby? Let's do two more here with Rob Haze, at Rob Haze on Instagram. Luxury Lounge, no coffee at the office. I mean, that's not an office. Feather, love everything you do. I work for a very large retail chain that everyone would know. In their corporate office in a large city, and they have no coffee in the office. We started going back to the office one day a week a few weeks ago, and they only had nasty pot coffee the first day back, but everyone was going around saying that it was the last of it. I later learned that the directors of each department are responsible for providing coffee for their teams to use in these outdated coffee pots, but no one has been given a budget to purchase the coffee for their team yet, so the office has zero caffeine. To make matters worse, the office building's food court is under construction, so if we want Starbucks or any other coffee chain, we have to walk construction, so if we have to walk about 10 minutes to the nearest one. As if going back to the office wasn't hard enough adjustment, now getting a morning or afternoon coffee is a whole ordeal. The company made billions of dollars last year, yet they can't provide coffee for their employees. Come on. What do you think, Rob Haze?
I mean, that's part of that pandemic laziness.
Yes.
Like people, like, they were able to get their own coffee when they were working from home. Get your own coffee. That's messed up.
They should have, if I'm this company, you want goodwill. You want people, I don't think
you want people to be awake,
happy to go to work. I mean, I do think people are, like, they're going in one day a week. I'm sure that one day a week is kind of fun. A good change of pace. Listen, I don't mean to sound like, management here, but like one day a week where you get, like, even when we tape this podcast one day a week, it's like, okay, get a podcast in. We did something different. We got to use our brains in a way that had variability. It wasn't just the same monotonous thing. So at first, you're kind of excited about this one day a week thing. And then you get there and they're like, we don't have money for coffee. And you go, come on. I got myself pumped up for this. I'm the worker bee.
Yeah.
I'm here getting excited about a job that you can't even get excited about me coming back. They should have came back to a gift bag that included a Starbucks card that had $30 on it to be like, hey, we got no coffee. We're going to figure it out. But for now, enjoy this Starbucks card.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you, as a worker at that company, go, wow, they care about me?
Yeah.
They thought about me. This is an HR problem. Their HR department, the whole department should be fucking fired.
Everyone, if they got a box, complaint box, everyone should write in about the coffee. They should get coffee, and they should get the bread show.
Yeah. Yeah, we want a bread cart. We want a bread cart.
The bread show from
absolutely.
Maestro's,
Yeah, we want the Maestro's bread cart.
The Maestro's bread cart.
Hire a guy to walk around with the cart, just handing out different bread selections. I like that.
To go with the coffee.
But this is the thing. These offices, they act like you should be thankful to go back into an office. No, they should be thankful.
Yeah.
That you're traveling through the midst of a pandemic to come into this job at a place that they've made billions of dollars.
And one day a week, that means you're off your routine.
That's
that means
right.
Now the job is the day that's different.
Yes.
So you would want people to feel comfortable and be alert and on top of it because they got one day that they're there.
Absolutely. If anything, this shows how little your company cares about you.
Yeah. It makes me feel like the company's like, you guys are spending time not working, getting coffee, get to work.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah,
Get
right.
to work.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You've had enough playtime during your pandemic with a global airborne sickness. You guys have been slacking enough. Put on a belt. You're going to work. Yeah, it does feel like that.
Put the mug down. Pick up a mouse.
JTrain podcast at gmail.com. JTrain podcast at gmail.com. Let's do one more. At Rob Haze. Go follow Rob. So hilarious. Craft cocktails with zero craft. Well, Jared, you've livened up enough of my commute that I figured I should take a shot at contributing. Okay. The outline of this complaint is simple. I hate it when bars or restaurants decide to style themselves as serving craft cocktails that are actually just serving minor and bad variations on classic cocktails. There are two problems here. The first is that these cocktails have no craft to them. They are often slight tweaks on an already established cocktail that requires no creativity and present no new experience. The second is that they often ruin the whole point of the cocktail they are modifying. By way of example, I ordered an old-fashioned from an upscale bar, and it came with a candied peach in it. When I complained, I was told that their take on an old-fashioned was this. In a drink that is supposed to showcase the whiskey, I got a version that showcased a peach Snapple. This shit is an epidemic and must be stopped. What do we think?
Yeah, no, they put old people candy in there, old-fashioned. And then thought,
well, if they called it an old people fashion, we'd go, okay.
Yeah, but it's so a craft cocktail that means they switch something.
I guess this person has taken craft cocktail very seriously. The wording to mean someone is crafting a cocktail for you. That is a invention.
Okay.
So I guess it's like going to a comedy club and the headliner tells street jokes instead of their own jokes. You would go, well, hold on, I came to see the comic and then he told jokes from the Borscht Belt that I've heard before. So I guess that's the complaint here. I agree the craft cocktail bars have gotten out of control for a different reason. It's the people who work there.
Okay.
It seems as though these craft cocktail places are just venues for the bartenders to dress up in a way that makes them like the hot person.
Okay.
They have to, they dress in a way that you're like, they're kind of in costume, but you can tell they like the costume they put on.
Yeah.
It's like the white shirt that they rolled up the sleeves and they have a suspender on and they get to, no one can make fun of them because it's like, oh, you think that's the uniform of the craft cocktail maker.
Yeah.
But they should be made fun of.
Yeah, they chose that.
Yeah, they chose that. They wanted to, no one told them to put pomade in their hair and slick it like it's the 1920s.
Yeah.
But they're doing it.
I feel like if you're going to make something, you got to believe in it. You got to drink it. And like the best is when somebody makes something that they like.
So when you say to like the bartender, like, hey, what's a good drink? And they go, I got you.
Yeah.
This is what I like that.
This is what I like. This is what tastes good to me. Because to me, I don't like fast food out here because in New York, because I feel like no one out here has had good fast food.
That's
so they don't believe in the fast food. So then, of course, it's going to be sloppy because they've never had good fast food.
That's an interesting thought on it because I've never no one here cares about their fast food. No one's like there's no Northeast fast food place that we take seriously. Like you're from Atlanta.
I'm from Atlanta.
What would be the fast food? Like what's the place?
I would say when we got Cookout, it was serious business.
People
from
take
the
Cookout.
Carolinas.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cookout is a great spot, and you can smell the grills
You
at
can
Cookout.
smell the grills.
Yeah.
You a hush puppy or a corn dog could be a side if you want it to be a side. Like it's wild.
That is interesting. That the care index. It's almost like because you got me thinking. I was like, what's the Northeast fast food? If anything, there's localized fast food that never made it bigger. Like I'm from outside of Boston. We had like D'Angelo subs.
Okay,
like that was like, but that was like a pretty good sub place.
Yeah,
like I would go there and go, okay, this is get the number 9 at D'Angelo. You're good to go. But it never made it beyond the New England area, so it doesn't have this like, I think people get this like with In-N-Out, people feel an ownership over it.
Yeah, no, I'm convinced everyone loves their trash. Like everyone, like if you grew up with something, you love it. And when people who didn't grow up with it, they'll get sick immediately.
Yes,
but like if you grew up with it, like everyone has their regional thing. Like I went to Nebraska, they got the Runza. Have you ever had that?
No,
it's like a burger, but it's like made in bread, and it's got onions and all kind of stuff. And it's I don't know if it's German or what country, but it's some kind of foreign thing that was brought to Nebraska.
Yeah,
Nebraska people love it. That's their thing. That's their Philly cheesesteak.
Okay,
but it's kind of fast foody. Tore my stomach up.
Yeah, you couldn't do it.
Could not do it.
Yeah, no. I'm trying to think of like another, like I've tried, anywhere I go, I like, what's the thing? You want to have the thing.
You want to have the thing.
And I remember, where did I go? Oh,
poutine.
Poutine. That would kill me.
Yeah.
When I went to Cincinnati, people were like, I had someone.
Skyline
Chili. They go, there was a woman that came on stage, and I was like, I'm going to go to Skyline.
She came on stage.
I brought her up. Yeah. Well, I took a picture with her, and she goes, it was after the show, and I go, I'm going to go to Skyline. I'm going to go to Skyline.
I thought you like during your stage, it's like, hey, you got to go to Skyline. I'll get off the stage soon, but
I got to make sure you do one thing.
I don't mean to interrupt, like, hey, the show's going well, but you got to try this chili.
They're very passionate. So after the show, we're taking a picture, and I go, yeah, I'm going to go to Skyline tomorrow. She goes, don't do it. She goes, I'm not from here. It's going to kill you. Your stomach is not going to make it. And I go, thank you. And I didn't do it. I was like, and I'm like wondering what it would have been. And another place, where was I?
I'll do it and regret it. I'll do Skyline
just to know
and regret it. Or I'll go to Culver's when I'm in the Midwest.
Culver's is good,
but I'm
just getting the ice cream.
One time I overdid it.
What'd you get?
You either get custard or you get the cheese curds. You doing both, you're gonna explode.
That's a recipe for disaster. Wait, you felt sick after custard and cheese curds? Come on, really?
I was tripping.
JTrain podcast at gmail.com. JTrain podcast at gmail.com. Rob Haze, what a pleasure. Thank you so much for coming in the lounge.
Thanks for having me.
It was so fantastic. Much fun. So much fun. Everyone go follow Rob at Rob Haze on Instagram. The show, Sherman Showcase, it is on Hulu right now, so go watch it. Go get into it. Season 2 on AMC in all your hotel rooms. I'm Jared Freid. We're here every Thursday in the lounge. Keep spreading the word. Keep sending your emails. We'll be back next week. Boom.